Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Shoan Robison is running scared. In fact, so scared is she that she's doing something she's never done before. She's arranging to have a meeting with two council leaders. The two councils, of course, being the ones that have said, screw you, we're putting our council tax up. And so she's going in to have a meeting with these two people. That meeting is going to happen tomorrow. Now, of course, she's doing this because she doesn't like the idea of having no power and people saying, no, you've said that, but we're not listening to you. You've no authority. Hates the idea that that's the case. So she's having this meeting to try and convince them to freeze their council tax. And as they're going to say, no, unless you cough up X, Y, Z or whatever it will be, money, then we are going to put the council tax up. She doesn't have the money. She's got no way of giving them the money. And if she does give them the money extra in order to freeze the council tax, what are all the other councils going to do? We'll have some more money or we're going to put it up as well. Didn't know that was available. Didn't know that was an option. Hey. And then she's screwed. So this very stupid woman is going to go into this meeting and she's already lost. Regardless, she's walking into a meeting at which she either loses by one way or loses by the other way. She's not walking out of that meeting a winner. That's for sure, because there's only two options. Either they refuse to go for the freeze, in which case she loses, or they agree that she pays them more money for the freeze, in which case she loses. There is nothing else for her. She's got herself into this position because, as I say, she's not very bright. But let's take a look at this to see why Shoan Robison is forced to go, cap in hand, to council leaders to try and save face. Here goes. You know, it must be very hard going through life when you're Shoan Robison. You've got all those things that are quite beyond your intellectual capability. You know, like tax or numbers or, addition. Things like that. Things that are quite beyond you. You've got no clue at all. I mean, her best option really is to sit in the corner with a colouring book and try and keep within the lines. 7 times out of 10, she might well manage it. But don't give her a purple one. She eats those crayons. Anyway, Humza Yousaf's deputy to meet rebel council leaders over tax freeze snub. And they're going to have a field day when they walk into that meeting, aren't they? Because in she comes, all bright-eyed. Hello, Oh, hello, we're all funny and friends today. Let's play, Get the plasticine out. That's it. And then they're just going to sit there and go, nope, 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 money. And she hasn't got any. And she daren't, and she can't. And she knows this. If she gives them money, she's finished. If she doesn't give them money, she's finished. It's brilliant, isn't it? It is, honestly, it is. Like, if anyone who plays check, you've got her pinned, haven't you? She can't do anything. It's checkmate. I mean, it really is, because she's quite out of her depth as finance secretary, because she doesn't understand finance. She doesn't understand economics. She doesn't understand politics. She's got to where she is. She's a post turtle. You drive down a road, you see a turtle on top of a post. Nobody knows how it got there, and nobody knows how it's going to get down. All you know is somebody put it there, and it's stuck. And that is Shoan Robison. She's been put in control of the economy, and she hasn't got the first idea of what she's doing. So, SNP Finance Secretary Shoan Robison will hold showdown talks. She's going to walk in and get her ass handed to her. Showdown talks with the two local authorities that are snubbing her call for a council tax freeze. What can she do? She has no authority. She's got no ability to tell them to do anything. And why should she? This is local politics. This is not national politics. That's why she's got to keep her stupid face out of it. It's understood she will meet with Inverclyde leader Stephen McCabe and Argyll and Bute chief Robin Curry separately on Friday. First Minister Humza Yousaf angered town hall bosses when he announced a national council tax freeze without consultation. And as I've said, it was at the conference, and he's like, "I've got a really bad speech. It's really boring. There's nothing in it." Bidding council tax freeze, yay! Everybody will like that. And then as soon as he said it, everyone puts their head in their hands and goes, "What is that moron on about now?" Anyway, he left it to Robison to implement a plan which could involve over 200 million being transferred to councils. Could. And also the fact that 45 million of that must be transferred anyway because it isn't money for councils like that. It's money for adult social care, which has to go across. And if they don't give it to Argyll and Bute and Inverclyde, they'll just take them to court for their share of it, and they know it. So that's going to be pretty impressive. There's also the fact that they're talking 200 million, but across the whole of Scotland, it would have been near at 1 billion if they wanted to truly maintain council tax at the same level and service level. And she hasn't got 1 billion because, you know, that's a big number. That's more than my fingers. She's stuck, isn't she? The overwhelming majority of councils have frozen the tax, some reluctantly, but Argyll and Bute was the first to defy the call after backing a 10% rise. Labour-led Inverclyde also voted for an 8.2% rise, although McCabe has since offered Robison a compromise. Basically, the compromise is they'll stick it to 5% if they get their share of the money. And of course, you can't do that either because that's still then backing a council tax rise. Yeah, sure, have some money. Then all the other councils go, well, hang on a minute. You told us we had to freeze or get nothing. We'll put it up 5% and get our share. Come on. And then Humza Yousaf will end up looking like a tit. Far too late for that, really, isn't it? Already does. The talks on Friday will likely see the Finance Secretary try to persuade the leaders to change their minds, which they will not. They will not be minded to change their minds. But senior sources in the council believe an attempt to strong-arm local authorities has damaged relations. They had the Verity House agreement, and then Humza Yousaf broke that with his announcement on council tax. He subsequently broke it a couple more times, and all the pressure they're putting on councils, the Verity House is dead in the water. Everyone knows it because Humza Yousaf is such a knob. He was the one who's pictured, oh, look at me, I'm signing this with the Coslam woman, I can't think of her name. He said, look, you know, we're going into this new relationship with the local authorities, blah, 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 blah. It lasted about a week because the SNP can't help themselves, can they? Anyway, Yousaf signed the so-called Verity House agreement last year, which attempted to reset relationship with the councils. Wow, bing, right, same mind. Some leaders believe the way the tax freeze was announced and subsequent dealing with the councils mean the agreement has been voided. It's been voided, ripped up, burnt, buried again, taken up, planted, used as mulch, and turned into a very nice pot of roses. That's what's left of that. There is nothing. The councils now do not trust the SNP government. The SNP government are trying to force things on them, but the council got no legal obligation to follow it. And as we've seen, Argyll and Bute go, screw you, Humza Yousaf, screw you, Shoan Robison. And there she is looking. Look at the intelligence in those eyes. There's a woman, brainy, isn't it? There's a woman who's really aware of every part of the minutiae of finance, of economy, of what's going on where and how to deal with things. Or maybe she's working out how to open a tin of beans, because that's quite hard for her. She's got two ends, you see. She never knows which end first. Limited intelligence. Very much so. I think actually retarded. I do genuinely think she's mentally retarded. Anyway, I shall stop there and come up and we can laugh at them from afar because, you know, it's going to be bad. It's going to be a car crash tomorrow. I'm going to keep an eye out and see what happens. But yeah, poor old Shona. Life's hard when you're dim. Coming up. In any other line of work that she'd have gone into outside of politics, if she'd have worked in an office or in a factory or anything like that, I mean, in a factory, they'd have given her the broom, wouldn't they? In the office, what'll she be? Make the tea, love, but don't get it wrong again. You know, that's where she is. Hasn't got the sense, literally hasn't got the sense she was born with. And everything she does is wrong. Everything she says is rubbish. She doesn't understand numbers. That's number one. I think she's innumerate. And secondly, she doesn't see the consequences. She doesn't understand human interactions. She doesn't understand how people will change behaviour to react to changing circumstances. For her, these things don't exist. You can tell that with the high tax rate she introduced, and then bang, all of a sudden, all these things are happening. But not in her mind. No, that's not how it's supposed to work, you know. Poor woman. Honestly, IQ of a boot. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and let's hope that one day she learns to tie her own shoelaces. Bye.